In this video, I'm going to go over how I made these coasters. This was a really easy project, but as a beginner, I went rogue on a few things and made some mistakes, and maybe you can kind of see a little bit of that in this one. But there's a lot of learnings in this. Ultimately, it could have been a really easy project. I just went rogue on a few things, trying a few other different things, and learned that maybe that wasn't the right way to go. But please watch through the video. I'll walk through all the different things that I learned for it. So if you like this video, enjoyed it in any way, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe down below because it really helps out the channel. Now let's get into the video. So just using some scrap pine board that I had, I'm going to be cutting these down. They're going to be 3x3 coasters. So I'm going to take my 2 pieces of scrap and cut them down to 3 inches. And you'll see the scrap as a piece of board I just had where I had practiced my dado cuts. But yeah, it's going to be enough for me to get at least 1 coaster out of. So just cutting these 2 down to size. Now we're on a miter saw, just cutting these down to 3 inches. So I'm going to get 3 coasters out of these scrap pieces, but that's fine. So just using a hold down stick here. So make sure you're using hold down sticks when you're getting that close to the miter saw blade. It's a bit close for me, so I use my hold down stick. But yeah, 3x3 coasters, and we were good to go. So now just using the sander to get everything down to 220 grit. And doing a little round over on the sides, just manually here on the sander itself. And yeah, I took all 3 coasters, rounded over the edges, and took it down to 220. So next was just a little more sanding. I took these all the way down to 320s. This is my 320 to getting all the sides and even and ready to go for finishing. So I'd already whitewashed 2 of the coasters, and now I'm going to orange wash this last one. So it's just 50-50 water to orange paint. This is just regular enamel paint like you'd find in big box stores. Take a white rag here and just kind of wipe it on, just like doing whitewash, you're doing it with orange. And then here at the end, I will get it all finished and done, and then I'll take one last time and wipe off the excess. Okay, so got them done. So got them whitewashed for those 2. This one's going to be orange because again, these are going to be a little bit of Halloween. So just to kind of show you what I'll be doing, I'll have to let these kind of sit and dry, probably overnight. But I bought all these stencils, Halloween stencils on Amazon. I'll put a link down below to this one I got. So I'm going to do a pumpkin on one. Probably he's going to be orange, so he'll go on the white one. And then I'm thinking of I want to get like maybe a black cat with bats. That's going to go on the orange. I think the black with the orange will go well. And then on the other one, I might do black and something like a moon, or maybe this boo bat. I don't know. I got a ton of these. I haven't even got them all out of the pack yet. So I'll look through these and see which ones I'll do. But I'm going to let these cure overnight. And then I'm going to use a spray adhesive on the stencils and put them on there. And then I'll paint them orange and black. So now I'm just using spray adhesive here on the backs of these stencils, and I'll show you here. I'll put a link down below to the spray adhesive that I got off of Amazon, but it worked really well. So once the stencil spray gets dry and it's just tacky to the touch, then you go ahead and apply it to the coaster, and then I'm just taping off the rest of the coaster to get ready to paint it with my orange spray from the regular spray can. So then you just take the stencil off once it's dried pretty much, but you'll see here I had a couple mistakes. I didn't quite get it taped off good, and then I had some overspray on the sides of this thing, which I'm gonna have to touch up. So this one's gonna be a pumpkin with a pumpkin face. So I'm just getting everything done like before, just doing the stencil, and then I'm going to spray paint it black. So this time I'm making sure I'm taping the edges as well, so I don't have any bleed over, and making sure that all my stencil is done. So, and then I'm just going to take the black spray paint and spray paint on top of that stencil and it should come out pretty good. Here's what it's going to look like. Okay, last one. It's a, I don't know if you can see it, it's a spider web. So let's take it off. Okay, time to peel off the stencil. Let's see how we did. See if I can have it where you can see it as it comes off. Ooh, I like it. Okay, we're gonna put some poly on these. So my Minwex premium oil polyurethane, and I'm just gonna wipe it on. I'm not going to brush it on. My little touch-up, it did okay. Not quite what I really wanted. Oh no. My paint must not be cured yet. It is smearing my orange everywhere. Oh no, I guess it's too early. Let me see if I can clean up around the edges. So I waited 2 full days trying to let this paint cure and gave it another try. And I'm here wiping it on to the one that's already been kind of messed up, and no, it's still smearing that paint around, so I'm gonna have to go to the spray can of poly. For my stencils, one of the things that I was having, well, it's not an issue, but it's just some residue. There's some residue tackiness with that spray I used, that spray adhesive spray, but a little bit of Goo Gone on a rag and wipe it off, and it's no longer tacky at all. It's totally clean. So that's a way to clean these stencils if you're using that adhesive spray, is to use some Goo Gone on a rag and just wipe it off. So I am using my respirator for this spray. Probably should have been using it for the other stuff. Sorry if I sound like Darth Vader here, but my garage door is open, so it's probably okay. But I just feel more comfortable with the respirator around some of these aerosol things. So. Okay, I'm going to let that dry for an hour or two and come back and do a second coat. Well, there you have the final product. So perhaps you already see some mistakes I've made. So let's just kind of review a little bit about some of these things that I learned. So first of all, I did the whitewash on these. I felt like it would be good to have the grain showing. I actually don't like it. I think I'd rather would just go ahead and painted it completely solid white. So that's a learning. And of course, on this one, the big learning was because I use regular spray paint on this, I didn't wait long enough for the paint to cure before I tried to put a brush on polyurethane, and it smeared the orange all over the place. So I tried to wipe up as best I could, and then I ended up going with the spray can polyurethane for the other ones, and that worked fine, but that was a learning. The other thing is just the wood I have. It's okay. I think it's a little thick for a coaster, but it's just normal pine. It's some scrap wood I had, so it's okay. It might work better as a decorative piece, just kind of sitting on its side, not so much as a coaster, but it'll work as a coaster too. So those are kind of some of the things that I had learning. And the other learning I had, which I really enjoyed, which you can kind of see really good on this one, is these stencils with that stencil spray, adhesive spray, really worked well. The very, very little tiny bits of bleed over, you can hardly see it actually on this particular spider web, makes it look good. So that's another learning, which was actually a positive learning, was how to use a stencil spray with the stencils on this type of thing. Now, again, it's spray paint, so you got to be careful with it. And again, this kind of shows you the grain that comes through. I think for this particular type of one where you're using stencils to spray paint on, I'd rather to have a solid one. So, and this is just the last one. This one, again, stencils really came out good. I like the orange on this one. This one, I don't mind the wood grain showing through on the orange. This one actually looks pretty good. But the white, I think I'd rather just go flat white on it. So that's it for this video. If you got anything out of this video, enjoyed it in any way, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below. And I'll see you in the next video.